Well, there we are. We have the rough-in for the first part of our exhaust done anyway. You saw the process that I went through for making my flange up here. I have a little more adjustment to do. I'm not sure if maybe I've got to trim the head on this bolt a little more, maybe both, because it's not pulling in tight. And I might have to ream my holes out just a hair more, which is not a big deal. I made them pretty tight, if you know what I mean. And we have our first piece of pipe inside goes, well, not quite that far down. Let me back you up here. Not quite that far down, but pretty close, because you can see where it starts to bend down there. And what I'm going to do is I'll stick my next piece of pipe up inside and make it so it's rigid in there, and then we'll get this adjusted to where it has to be at the bottom. But I can't do that really until I have my front suspension in place with my radius rods, you know what I mean? Because I got to make sure that they either goes around the outside of them or tucks down on the inside, and I can't remember exactly which way it went. I'll have to look at one of my old videos. But yeah, that's the direction we're headed in, and I'm pretty happy with that. Of course, I'm gonna have to paint this up in here. I'll paint it the same as this with high temperature aluminum. And I showed you some snapshots of the final installation of our guard here, and I've added a couple of pieces in here. Yep, Roger O'Connor said, I'm sure you could find some pieces of kitchen implement that'll work in there. Well, that's exactly what these are. I'm not sure what this is. Had a coiled spring all around the edges and had a rod going through it, a couple of other things hooked to it. And then this piece down in here, that is part of a lid for a saucepan, don't you know? And they're both made so this one up in here will actually spin with the motor, but it's has clearance on the chain, so when the motor is running and the clutch is not engaged yet, it will not rub on the chain. And the same here, this piece here does not will not rotate at all. It's fixed, and it's tight in against the sprocket. The sprocket will move still, as you can see, but it's mounted to the shaft, so it won't move. And I have this cap on here, but I'm not sure if that's going to stay there. I'm working on another piece of chrome to go down in here. Gotta have it, chrome or stainless steel. I think both of these are stainless steel. So that's what I've been up to today. That and getting ready to go take another squirrel for a ride. So the first thing we have to do is put Goofy back to bed.